wish to consult me?
Do you remember all that you did in the Absolute's name?
I was the Absolute's dagger. I remember every throat that it held me to, and every drop of blood it forced me to spill. I take no responsibility for the lives I took. I did nothing in the Absolute's name. I was merely a weapon that it wielded.
To lose your free will and be forced to kill, that must be horrible.
I would rather die than endure it again. The tadpole, the Absolute. They work together like a drug. I did not feel I was compelled to act against my will. I felt ecstatic to serve. Every action seemed a deliberate choice. The best choice. Even though I could no more have resisted its commands than flesh can resist decay. Even rational minds like ours cannot reject such a powerful influence. The Absolute can make the impossible seem inevitable.
Is Ketheric truly invulnerable?
I fought at his side once, shortly after my conversion. Before the battle, he was everything a general should be. A charismatic leader with a brilliant strategic mind. And when the fighting began, he led his troops from the front and cut through the enemy like a scythe through stalks. Blows and arrows rained down on him, and before long, his face was a mask of blood. But he did not fall. He did not even falter. When we won the day, Ketheric's armor was bent and shattered, but his flesh was unmarked.
How is that possible?
I have lived long enough to know that few things are impossible in this world. Oh, Ketheric's power is a rare thing, though. I have never seen its like. The necromancer Balthazar is Ketheric's chief advisor. One who has mastery over the dead may well be able to help the living cheat it. He is usually in his laboratory, elbow deep in offal, or clinging to his master's side. If he left Moonrise, his mission must be urgent. We should ransack his chambers and see what secrets he keeps for the great general.
You're a paladin. What's the nature of your oath?
I took up my oath long ago, when I swore bloody vengeance against any who defied Loth. Now, I myself have sinned against the Spider Queen. Though my faith is shattered, my oath endures. I am sworn to destroy all those who serve the Absolute.
That seems hypocritical, considering you intend to take the power of the Absolute for yourself.
When I have had my vengeance on the cult, I do not know if my oath will still hold. I do know that when I take the Absolute's power, I will not lose control of it as our enemies have. I will harness it to create a more perfect world. Any who object to the laws of that world will have no place in it, of course, and I will gladly eradicate them.
I'm curious to hear your thoughts about our companions.
A disparate collection of vagabonds and strays. Did you have anyone particular in mind?
Have you spent much time with Gale?
The wizard? No.
Wouldn't you like to get to know him?
It is pointless. In my experience, the moment they leave their libraries, wizards have the life expectancy of a gnome in a war. Either the enemy recognizes they are a threat and kills them swiftly, or their curiosity leads them to combust while experimenting with the limits of magic. Our wizard is already in a state of suspended combustion, thanks to that orb between his ribs. I suspect it is only a matter of time before he goes up in smoke. I will reserve my social graces for those who might live long enough to appreciate them.
How do you and Lae'zel get along?
I have encountered few Githyanki in my life. Those that I did were raiders. They croaked out pleas for mercy in their alien tongue as they died. Meeting Lae'zel makes me wish I knew more of their culture.
Why not ask Lae'zel to educate you?
I did. She told me that she has nothing to teach that cannot be learned through observation of her prowess in combat. Perhaps she is right. She certainly cuts a striking figure in battle. There is a precision to her ferocity that I admire.
I'm not sure any of us will ever understand her.
I think I am beginning to. In spite of her youth, there is a patience and precision in Lae'zel's thoughts and actions that I admire. Those qualities will strengthen as she matures.
I'd like you to join me.
Good. I do not like to stand idle.
Hey, soldier. About that tadpole. Glad to see you haven't gone down the tadpole slorping route yet. We still don't know if that visitor has our best interests in mind.
I have to be honest. I'm giving it serious consideration.
It's a free party, but I won't lie, that's, concerning.
I thought you might want to do it yourself.
Me? Nah. Nope. Sorry.
I don't expect you to do anything you don't want to.
Good. And you know, keep an eye on yourself. If you start feeling loopy, shout. We don't know what these tadpoles are capable of.
I don't believe it. They can't be.
Breathe, child. Resist not the winds of change. Let them carry thee.
No.
Listen. Dost thou not hear it? Where creation meets ruin, where morning meets midnight, the root of all being. Balance.
They're dead. I can't. Balance.
Your very soul is tangled in shadow. Arabella's magic, wild as cursed briar. Her talent is now yours too.
The girl must learn the ways of the arcane, but she shan't remain here.
Where will she go then?
The weave knows her purpose. It will guide her plainly, if she listens. Arabella holds a power beyond reckoning, that of the decaying forest and the seedling that bore it. But it is unbalanced. Her yoke is already heavy. If she walks thy path, it will surely break. Arabella will depart once thou dost leave these accursed lands. She will find her way safely. Thus, it is fated.
Bowman, you're making me leave.
Fear not, girl. Abandon not the weave, and it shall not abandon thee.
You can trust Withers. If he says you'll be safe, you should believe him.
You feel the grief fade as if it were your own. There is a lightness in her now, veiling the power within, soothing it.
Is that my future? Is that why they died?
It is.
It's wonderful. Thank you, Bowman, for being nice. If there are people like you around, perhaps everything will be all right.
Thou hast now a bosom companion. Take care that thou art not distracted on thy quest, seeking the comforts of the flesh.
Excuse me? Do you mean Shadowheart?
Recall that in time, all becomes dust and bone.
That sign above. This must be a brewery or distillery.
I could use a drink after wandering these ruins.
One day I'll get there. One day.
What are you doing up here on this stage?
Isn't it obvious? I stand on a stage. Pretending.
You mean you're an actor? How did you end up here?
I was performing, and then the lights went out. I'm waiting for the curtain call. What am I doing here again? Same as you.
What in all the nine hells are you?
Son of Thorn! Son of Sword Coast! Go on! Cheers! Bottoms up! Go nuts!
This guy looks like he had a long night. Might be best to keep him happy for now.
Leaning in, you can see how the creature's skin barely holds it together. The bulge of its belly is on the cusp of bursting wide open.
Oh, gods. I do not want whatever's inside that guy all over me.
Go on, drink! Make it drunk! Be drunk! You and I both! To our good health!
The liquid burns your throat as you swallow, but otherwise you feel no ill effects.
Elixir! But such a small sip you take. Fear not. You will soon quaff as I do. Tell me the story. A fable, a saga. Guide me.
A silver-tongued devil made me feast in his lavishly appointed banquet hall.
How we long for a feast. Feeling gorging. Oh, the toying with devils. You ask, you drink, then you amaze. Enthuser stoned me! Again!
Who placed the curse on this land?
Father Ketherick created, Father Ketherick sustains. Bring it in, toss it down, love it up.
How did you become what you are now?
Father Ketherick's laughter, not joy, not ever, never, only laughter. Questions done, finished, over, only drink.
Your belly rumbles as the vile brew fills it, yet your mind remains miraculously steady.
More stories! Tell me of foes fell, villains vanquished, beasts bastard.
I slayed a hideous, pustule-ridden hag. She died a gruesome death.
Did you open her up and find the inner beauty? A wonderful tale, fit for children. Ask, question, make your query, and drink once more.
How do the thorns sustain the shadows?
The spirit of the land. More drink.
What can you tell me about Ketherick?
Father is Father. Eternal. Invincible. Forever. Except not. No more questions. Drink.
What do you mean? How can I defeat Ketherick?
No. Must not. Cannot. Will not mention her. The customer is always right, but also wrong.
Each swig is as painful as the last, but you remain in otherwise sound mind and body.
I know you. I knew. I know. I am knowing. You want Father's personal, mysterious secret? No, not never. Father said, ordered, commanded. Don't say it. Don't say it. Her cage. Talk and perish. Die. Buried in Thorn Tomb. Father told me. I can't perish. No, nay, neither
wish my audition piece was that exciting.
Yes. All hair to the Bard's tunes. Do mess our pardon. Our master distiller spills quite the cause. Now settle your mind, chum, and get your shine on. Be will it what?
Be will it what? What are you saying?
Moon, mountain dark, coming right up. A man of proper taste.
Hello? Are you alright?
To chum yourself up and whisk the old luggy to jugbug you. So be what?
I think your witty remarks were too much for him. He's a blubbering wreck.
My please, due apology, madam.
Did you request this post too? I'm glad I got the Warden and not Zarel. Don't get chatty with the prisoners, mind you. The Warden won't like that.
Conversation has been cut short. These prisoners are for Disciple Balthazar's attention only.
What are the prisoners going to do? Talk me to death?
Your reasoning is hard to argue with. You're free to speak to the prisoners.
You want to help? The gnomes couple cells down are up to something, and we're in.
What are the gnomes planning?
I can't read bloody minds. Go on, before someone sees.
You ordered that guard about as if you were the Absolute herself. What do you want with us, exactly?
I'm here to help you escape.
Huh. And why would you be so inclined?
Barkus told me you were here, and asked me to help.
Barkus is out here? Didn't think he had the stones. Well, if he sent you, you're no slave to the Absolute. You're a damn wolf among sheep, aren't you? I reckon you and I were meant to meet. I'm Wilburn.
I'm Tav. Pleasure to meet you.
We've got a plan, for us and the tieflings both. But we're scuppered without the right equipment. We need tools. That head case of a warden robbed ours, but anything that breaks rock will do. Even if it's not Iron Hand quality. Whatever you find, throw it through the bars. But for the love of Gerdel, make sure a guard doesn't see you, or we're both done for. The stone, I feel it. I'd bet my last copper.
You spark of the familiar. Do I know you, true soul? Perhaps not. Your face is rather bland. Regardless, know this. I am the Warden. The prisoners are my charges, and I answer to Disciple Balthazar himself. Stay on my good side.
You must confiscate lots of interesting things from prisoners.
Indeed. But all are kept out of reach and under constant surveillance in the office above. Prison security is my highest priority.
I'm looking for a particular prisoner. Duke Ravengard?
He sounds important. And I'm afraid the mere dregs are the only ones left in my care.
Other tieflings, your own people, are in a cell. Aren't you bothered?
Anyone who refutes the Absolute is an enemy of mine, true soul. You would do well to remember that.
I'll do my utmost to impress you.
A pity you're already failing, then.
This is it!
Close ranks. Need to learn the hard way.
Understood.
One day I'll catch a break. That's curious.
Boat's good to go. All that's left is to ship off. My plan for now is to hide out on the water. Unless you have a better idea.
I'll come with you. I know a place called the Last Light Inn. You'll be safe there.
Safe? That's no small claim in these parts. Lead the damn way.
Drift through the dark until time, skill, or luck brings you to Last Light's dock.
Hold there! You can't just land and start unloading strangers. They're procedures, damn it! No one gets in without being tested. Commander Jahira's orders.
We just escaped the Absolute. These people need sanctuary, not procedures.
And they'll have it once we know they're free from infection. Here, form a line. Let's see if the Absolute's little pet recognizes any of you.
The Absolute's what? What are you doing?
He only wants to see if you're infected. It's safe, I promise.
If what you've said is true, no one has anything to fear. If not, well, we'll soon find out. Now, form a line. I'll not ask again. That's it. This won't take long.
Can we hurry this up? I need a drink. Now.
These flaming fists don't take themselves half seriously.
Do they?
This is ridiculous. As if I'd let some parasite infect me.
I want to go inside, to the wood and stone, where it's quiet, safe.
We have to worry about parasites now. Gods.
This is a waste of time. I certainly don't have one.
And you're clear. Welcome to Last Light.
You're all right. My gods, you're all right!
Come here, darling.
I was so scared I'd lost you.
Me too. But we're here now. Safe.
It's wonderful to see you two back together.
Credit where it's due. Bex, this is the one who helped me and the others escape.
This isn't the first time you've helped us. Saved our lives, really. Why?
It was the right thing to do.
How lucky we are to have met you. I believe you're the noblest person I've ever known.
Hey?
You are. And we'll never forget it. Never, ever. Here. Take these for the road. It's the least I can do. So, shall we go for a walk?
Anywhere, my love. I go where you go.
Did you enjoy relaxing here while I battled that wretched darkness? What were you thinking?
I'm sorry, we got captured by murderous lunatics!
I thought you were dead, you ass! Both of you!
We're all safe, Roland. That's what matters.
I thought you'd be happier to see each other.
I thought my entire family was dead!
I'm sorry. We should have been here.
No, it's not your fault. I shouldn't have shouted. I'm sorry.
Thank you for saving me. And the two idiots.
Don't mention it.
Humble too? Imagine that.
He has no cause to be humble. He's brought us back together. A task I failed miserably at. You went out of your way to help us. It's only right you get something in return. Here. I hope it helps.
You're here! You're all right! How?
We're two tiefling queens, remember? I couldn't leave my favorite bard without her partner in crime. I did have some help from an old friend, though.
How did you do it?
Don't thank me. I had help from a higher power.
Well, they're not the ones standing here, are they?
You should have seen him. He was brave, but also terrifying. In a good way.
I never thought I'd see... well, anyone again. Thank you. 1,000 times, thank you. One last favor. Take this off my hands. It suits you better.
Ah, there you are. Everyone seems to be quite a flutter. Do you know why?
Haven't you heard? I freed the people being held in Moonrise Towers.
You did? But that means... Wulbrin! Wulbrin! Where is he?
Oh, I don't need anything else. Thanks.
Your friend Barkis is just around the corner. Have you said hello?
Oh, Barkus. Perhaps later. Was there something else?
You're not going to thank me for saving your life?
Surely Barkus will take care of that.
What will you do when you get out of here?
I have plans in Baldur's Gate. The work of many years' labor that will finally bear fruit. You should look for me once we're in the city. The name Wulbrin Bongle will be mentioned among many, I've little doubt.
Care to elaborate on these plans?
That's Iron Hand gnome business.
You recall stories of the Iron Hand gnomes, a talented group of inventors who were banished from Baldur's Gate.
Weren't the Iron Hand gnomes exiled from Baldur's Gate?
Do not speak of a story you only know the half of. We are inventors of the highest order, matched, perhaps, but never surpassed by the Gondians at the High House of Wonders. But our forebears were foolish, complicit with Saravok's madness over a century past. And so, we were banished. We're still after this day.
Saravok? The Ballspawn?
The very one. It's the only mistake the Iron Hand gnomes ever made. And it cost us everything. I have fought tooth and nail to restore our reputation. Particularly against the Gondian detractors who live in glass houses. Our return to Baldur's Gate will usher in a new era for the Iron Hand gnomes. The realm deserves the benefit of our genius.
How do you and Barkus know each other?
Oh, we hail from the same village in the Underdark. We're hung about in the same passel of children. Barkus tends to make more of it than it is.
I'll leave you to your own devices.
Appreciate it.
Wulbrin!
I heard you might be about. How the devil did you get stuck here, Barkus?
I'm not stuck. I came to find you, of course.
Why would you do a foolish thing like that? Really, Barkus?
Unfortunately for me, you're my friend. Rescuing you from mortal peril is my right.
But you didn't rescue me, did you? I rescued myself, with the aid of this helper.
Ah, it's you. I should have guessed. Thank you very much for your help finding Wulbrin.
You don't belong here, Barkus. As soon as the way is clear, pack up and head to Baldur's Gate.
But... Wulbrin... The rune powder... We need to discuss what you're going to...
I said go home!
You don't know what Barkus has gone through to find you.
Please, that isn't necessary.
Indeed. Neither of you has any clue what's at stake. And why should you? It's Iron Hand gnome business. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a great deal to do.
Well, there we have it. Wulbrin is safe and sound. Thanks to you. I owe you a great deal. The brilliant retort, for starters. Here you are. As promised. I give you the brilliant retort. Now, I believe our business is well and truly concluded.
You don't owe me, Barkus. If anything, Wulbrin does.
One and the same. You don't know him, though. This is just his way.
What will you do now, Barkus?
Well, perhaps Wulbrin is right. Perhaps I ought to return to Baldur's Gate.
That'll have to wait. It's lethal out there.
Oh, that's all right. I'm a patient fellow. I'm sure you'll clear a path for everyone soon enough.
The shadows haven't consumed you. Good.
I saw Ketheric. He regenerated before my eyes.
Gruesome, isn't it? I'm glad you survived the encounter, at least. Did you learn anything more?
Ketheric is calling himself a chosen of the Absolute now.
Chosen? Oh, that's 3 masters Ketheric has served. Our paladin isn't very picky. He's aligned himself with mind flayers. But I cannot see what he gains. Perhaps we can force it out of him once we have him up against a wall. Was there anything else?
I wanted to ask you about something.
Then speak.
How did the Harpers first learn of the Absolute?
The same way hoppers learn of anything. Poking noses where they don't belong. We sent an agent to infiltrate this cult. The latest fad among the city's bored nobility, I thought. Until that same agent returned and tried to plant a knife in my neck. My first encounter with a true soul. I'm glad ours ended on friendlier terms. From there, I made some inquiries of my own. Saw firsthand how easily the cult could turn friend to foe with but the twist of a tadpole. And so I gathered my harpers and came to the source. Moonrise Towers.